All right, so hopefully these boxes will dry soon. And so what I have here is an eBay unboxing. Now, every so often I screw up, and I am only human, right? Humans screw up, and I thought this was antique, and I collect boxes, and so I saw this for like $15, buy it now, and I bought this thinking it was from the 1850s, and it turns out that after I did the buy it now, I found out that it was nothing of the sort. And, you know, pretty much when you get into the antiques business, sometimes you screw up and you think something's antique and it's really not. And so let me show you what I mean. All right, so I'm not too thrilled about this purchase now after finding out what I found out. And let's try to get this open. And it needs extensive restoration on top of it. So that's how even more displeased I am with it. Not the seller's fault, by the way. So the seller will get 5-star feedback. And so this box I thought was very, very old. And sometimes things can be made to look old, if you know what I mean. And you get fooled. And I will never make the same mistake again, hopefully. So let's get this open. All right, so let me show you why I thought it was old. And here we go. Here's the item. All right, so I thought this was an old 1850s box. And it turns out that this is not an old 1850s box. Look at all this marquetry in it. And it has bone. So it has bone and wood. And so I was like, oh my goodness, $15. And it turns out you get what you pay for. So this is actually, this might be even older than I thought it was. Let's take a look at it. Okay, so inside we have this like little fabric material. No, it's not as old as I thought it was, but it could actually be, when I say not as old as I thought it was, I thought this was from the 70s, but what I found out by looking at it right now, by looking at the bottom, this was probably made from sometime between the 30s to the 50s, so it is a little older, but as you can see here, the corner is pretty messed up. And so that makes it even a worse purchase. So this is what I thought was English, turning out to be Spanish. And at first, after I was over the English thing, I thought maybe Moroccan. And when I did a little bit more research, I found out that this was made in Granada by a company by the name of Toledo Arts. And the maker of the boxes was Victor Molero. And he made a lot of these old chests and boxes for jewelry. And it was more of a souvenir piece. So if you visited Spain, especially in the Granada area, which is the lower part of Spain closest to Morocco, you would have probably brought one of these boxes back. So what I'm going to try to do is try to recreate a new corner. And let's get in there close and check that out. That's pretty bad. And there's bone and wood and bone and wood. And the marquetry has bone and wood. Okay, so what am I going to do? I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to restore this, but I got something called creative paper clay. And it's a modeling material that dries. So you don't have to use a kiln to dry it. It hardens by air. So what I am going to do is recreate a new corner and then paint it to make it, you know, simulate bone and wood. So let's get going and let's see if I could do this. And I'm very disappointed about this purchase. This is like probably my most suckiest purchase of the year. But for $15, there's no need to bellyache, if you know what I mean. Right, so let's try this. I've never tried paper clay before, and I don't know what to expect. Now, I've worked with something else. I forgot what it was called, but it was like paper clay. Now, I'm a little frustrated with this as it is. All right, let's check this out. What does this stuff look like? It looks like a dry eraser sponge. There we go. All right, so I'm going to pull a little piece off, and first, because this stuff dries quick and I want to be able to use the rest of it for another project, let me just put it in a baggie. Once it dries out, you're screwed. Let's go ahead and place this in here, and I'm going to close it. Well, for now I'll just like leave it in the baggie. There we go. So I got a little piece, and let's see what happens. Now going to wet my fingertips in this bowl of water, and I have all this gear in front of me, stands and lights, and it's in my way a little. All right, so I'm wetting my fingertips. Okay, and let's see. I'll take just a little bit, and place it on the bottom of the box and press it in there. Now I have some spatulas. Let's try to get a pointy piece in here and try to press it in. And let me try to zoom in. Hold on one second. Let's zoom in, lower the camera stand. There we go. All right, beautiful. Beautiful. Now, if this works, I can fix old boxes, and that would be great. And so far, this stuff is actually adhering right to the wood. And let me just press it in there. Let me wet my fingertip just a little bit in the bowl of water. And I think we got a corner. Come on, focus, focus, enhance, enhance. And it's not enhancing. Come on, damn it. Hold on. There we go. So we got a corner, all right? And I'm going to actually smooth it out, clean it up a little, and I'll be back in a second. All right, so we got a corner, and it's not the most perfect corner, but when it's all painted and done, here, I'll hold it up. When it's all painted and done, it won't be as noticeable, all right? So what I will do is when I'm done painting that and that dries, I'll sand it and then I'll put grain. You see how the bone has little lines in it? I can add lines to it to give it, and sand it, to give it like a bone look in that one spot. And then when I go to paint it, I'll paint it brown and white, just like we have there. And then what I am gonna do is I am gonna use Restore a Finish in mahogany, and we'll do the top where there's scratches, and then I'm gonna condition it with orange oil and beeswax. So I'll be back in about a couple of hours, maybe even a day, and we'll paint it and we'll get to the rest of the restoration. All right, so we got a corner. So now we know that paper clay can adhere to wood, and if you need to restore an old box, it will work. There you go. I'll be back. All right, so I finished it. Is it the best of jobs? No, it was the best of jobs. It was the worst of jobs. Isn't that a Tolstoy book? All right, whatever. So here's actual antique boxes, and this is a 1700s horn snuff box. This one is probably from the 1850s to the 1870s. This one, no clue, but I do know it's antique, probably from the mid-1800s to the late 1800s, and it's Frisian, chip carved, pretty cool. And here is our Spanish box, which I thought was antique. As you can see, it does look antique when you have it next to the other antique ones. And so I put a corner. Well, it's not the best of corners. It's sort of an amateurish job. But if you were to look at the box, you wouldn't really notice it. You know what I mean? You wouldn't be like, oh, damn, has a broken corner. I mean, if you look close enough, you would realize that it's a shitty job. But there you go. So not too thrilled with this box. I want to throw it out, actually, because it's not antique. But I do know it is Spanish. It is not English. It is not from the 1850s. My guess, anywhere from the 30s to the 70s. And there you go. So we got a corner. Now we do know that paper clay does work. It clings to wood. And so now if I find some other antique boxes that need some kind of restoration of some sort that's made out of wood, I can get paper clay and add inlay if I need. If it has a broken corner, I could fix that. And there you go. Paper clay is what's up. And again, it's not the best, you know, it's not the best. I mean, I am pretty, you know, I'm not pretty creative, if you know what I mean. I did fit a key to it with my Dremel. And there we go. So it's a Granada box. Now, at first, I really thought it was English. I mean, it looks like an old English Marquetry box, but you can get fooled just like me. So be careful if you're looking for old wooden boxes. They're not always what they're cracked up to be, if you know what I mean. So thanks for watching another one of my little restorations, and I'll see you guys all soon. So long.